Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Mario Maker Viewer Levels. We're going to play the most hideous and heinous levels y'all got as they come through. So let's see what we can do today. Open our queue up. Take a sip of coffee. And as people come through, we'll play their levels. Until then, we'll just play uncleared levels until we get somebody coming through. Let's see here. Let's do this one. No clears, no plays. Let's see what we got. It is Saturday, and I had a long week in the office, and I am happy to be home. All right, so we got... Wow, it was just pure awful. So we gotta jump through the hoop thingies here. The claw machine claws. Hoops. There we go. I got a Razer bandana on. I got my huge order from Razer, and I'm so excited since I'm, quote, a Razer streamer. I decided to pick up some more Razer stuff. I'm very excited to have it. I can't wait to show some of it off. Let's see here. We need to go up? Maybe? So we gotta get farther up, and we need to hit that on-off switch. Let's see what we can find. I know I skipped one of these. I don't think it would have been in the one that I skipped. So I see the blue squares up there. So we need to find some way to get up there or to change those. Maybe I need to jump off the wall. No. Okay, I see the on-offs there. Maybe there's a hidden something at the start, like a dev block. Let's see. I'll go left and see if we can hit the dev block somewhere up here. Wow, I keep missing those claws by just like a fraction of an inch. It's terrible. Bear with me just a second. I just realized I need to grab one thing from my stream as well here. There we go. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see here. I am like the worst of these claw machines. I have no idea why I'm so bad at the claw machine claws. So there must be like a hidden block we can hit somewhere in here that's going to let us... It can't be here. Because we have to get up there. So it's got to be like up there somewhere. It can't be on these long jumps because you need the momentum, so you can't like bonk your head because you would just fall. So it can't be on one of the long jumps, so it has to be one of these jumps that you can make pretty safely. Which is why I thought it would be right here, but... Or maybe right here. I might not be able to beat this level. It might be... I understand why Nintendo put in like the hidden block things, because hidden blocks definitely can be fun, but they need like some sort of... It's only partially invisible, so it's harder to see, but if you're looking for it, you can find it. Because there are far too many levels where it's like, this level's impossible to beat because I hit a block upon a hidden block, upon a hidden block, upon a hidden block, and there's no fun in that. I don't understand why they haven't made the blocks slightly visible. Okay, I can't ground pound the other on-off switch, but maybe if I like slide along the wall, that will activate it. I doubt it, but see, like these ones are close together, so this is where I assume there would be the dev block is right there, somewhere in there. Moo Moo, welcome in. No viewer levels have been submitted yet, so if you got one, definitely can play it. Let's see. Okay, we're going to try the other thing I was thinking of really quick, which was to touch that, and no, it's definitely not a thwomp or something there, so... Let's see. Also, if any of y'all checking me out here, if I have any audio issues, do please tell me. I changed up my audio stream because I think I got some more Razer equipment, and one of those was an audio mixer. So I fine-tuned some things, but you know, it might not be perfect. So if it needs some changes, please tell me. Okay, I thought maybe it would be up there. It is not. I doubt it's going to be sliding against this, but we'll try. I mean, maybe if you were really, really good, you could jump underneath there. I am not really, really good, so I don't think I could do that. That seems like too hard of a solution, but I guess we'll see. Excuse me. Other than that, it's just going to be searching for a hidden block, which I really don't want to do for hours and hours and hours. That current viewer level is incorrect. That was the level I was playing yesterday. This is just a random level I'm playing until I get some viewer levels in. This is just an uncleared... Whenever I don't have levels, I try and do uncleared levels. Loud T-Rex. Welcome in. Thank you for the level. Since we have no other levels, let's jump on over to that one. Svenny, good morning. Good morning, everyone. All right, putting a level code in. Go to the next level. There we go. We got 9 FJ VT1 SLF. What do we got this morning? Running low on levels. I've beaten quite a few of these. Let's see what else we got. You're playing MK. Is Wii? Is that Mario Kart? Mario Kart Wii? It might be time to do the Super World levels because I'm running low on levels. There's still a few up here we can do. I don't know if I ever played Mario Kart Wii, actually. I know I played Double Dash, but I'm not sure if I played the Wii version. Yeah, I must have played the Wii version. Wii was out for quite a while. In fact, wasn't the Wii the longest console span Nintendo had up until the Switch? Borwin, welcome in. Thank you for the level. Good morning. Okay. Waiting for that shell to come back and get me. There it is. Oh, hey. That brought me the key. I don't know if that was intended or not, but... If there are any people who play CTGP Mario Kart, please give me your code. For sure, for sure. Thank you again for the level, Borwin. Once this level's finished, I'll move on to yours. I think there's only one in queue, so it should be pretty fast. I don't know if I need the fire flower or not. Don't know what changing that over did for you. 2 in Q. Excellent. You play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? I was thinking about playing that again with the new one coming out because I haven't played all the new expansion courses and all that. So, okay. So we hit an on-off switch. So we should maybe have something. Yeah, something over here to see. You can clear this level with both power-ups. Okay. Take out the squids. Yesterday you became famous because you entered a war unintentionally? Like a real war or like a flame war? More power-ups. There's the Link power-up too. A Mario Kart war. I was unaware that there was wars in Mario Kart. Every time I think of squid, like these little floating blooper squids, I can't help but think of that old, well, I guess it's old now, that show Rocket Power, where the new guy was always called the Squid for some reason. It's a good show. A very 90s show. What we got here? This looks safe. Okay, there's doors. That does not look safe. Okay. Let's go down here. Could use a bomb to blow that up. Get the one up. Where are my subtitles? That is a good question. I forgot to turn on my subtitles. Here, let me turn on subtitles really quick. I keep forgetting to do that. Let's see here. Hopefully they still work because I made... Oh, there we go. Yep, they still work. I was talking about I made some changes to the stream because I got all of my Razer gear in this weekend or week. And so my audio changed a little bit and everything. So I'm really hoping nothing broke because nothing's worse than when something breaks on your stream. But everything seems to be going okay smoothly so far. All right, let's check out up here. Ooh, okay. Well, that was not great. Okay. Gotta take out that boss fast before the turtles start to spawn because that makes that way too hard. Okay, so we need to get the key. Run from the shell. Might be better to have the fire flower against that guy, honestly, because then you get 2 hits. So I might swap to the fire flower for that. Give me a little bit more of a buffer. Unless that turtle jukes all my fireballs somehow. Alright. Dexter's Dark Passenger, good morning. How are you doing today? How is the journey to quit smoking going? Have you started that? I know we were talking about that on Thursday? Wednesday? It's a record store day. Gonna go to the record store, huh? Recommend not falling in holes. We're trying. We're trying. All right, there we go. What kind of records are you looking for? Let's see. That's not good. Okay, this is easier with Link. Well, lost it. You're slowing down, having fully quit yet, set a date for Monday. Okay. Progress is progress, right? Ah. That is the hole I'm not supposed to fall down. But yeah, progress is progress, right? Like, that's the whole argument I have with, like, Diet Coke and all that, where people like, well, I'm drinking Coke every day, but I switched to Diet Coke, and people are like, oh, well, you still know that's not healthy for you. Well, it's not. It's healthier, right? Like, you went from having a whole bunch of sugar to way less sugar in a day, so it might not be as healthy as, say, water, but it's healthier than the choices you were already making. So people need to realize that there is a difference between healthy and healthier, and both are important. See, we want this one for a little bit then. It's actually kind of on that topic. There's a really good Star Trek episode about that, about a Klingon who gets hurt and doesn't want to live anymore. And they talk about, like, you can make some changes, but it's too much of a change you're asking him to make. So, you know, making a smaller change is easier than making an entire life change. I kind of want to do a whole series on why people should watch Star Trek TNG. I have become, like, the biggest Trekkie on all that, and I feel like everyone should experience it at least once. Oh, that was really dumb. That was really dumb. There are so many good episodes I feel like people should experience. Retro Retrobert, welcome in. Only a few levels in queue, not too many. This level is taking me a little bit longer than I thought it would, to be honest, so I am a little bit slower than I thought I would be. You loved TNG back in the day. Oh, thank you for the follow, Retro. I appreciate that. TNG, back in the day, I wish I could have seen it when it was on TV, because there's something, you know, just special about watching the episodes as they come out. But, I mean, it's still, to this day, seems to be one of the best series ever made. You love Star Trek? Which one? Who's your captain? I'm excited for next May 8th. The new Star Trek is coming out. We got what is that one called? Strange New Worlds? It's coming out on Paramount Plus, so excited for yet another Star Trek. And they've just been killing it lately with, like, the Lower Decks was amazing. Finally, a good animated Star Trek series. Come here, squids. Nobody beats Captain Picard. I would agree with that. Captain Picard is my favorite captain. Honestly, Captain Janeway grew on me, though. The Star Trek Voyager, I know that's not really a popular one, but I actually really enjoyed Star Trek Voyager. So I put Captain Janeway in second place for me. But, I mean, Picard, his performance was just stunning. The episodes were well thought out. Measure of a Man is one of the best episodes of television I've ever watched. The Drumhead, amazing. Trying to think of some of the other. I know there's a whole bunch of episodes that are great, but those are the two that come to the top of my mind that I just love the most, that I've probably seen the most. Data's Day, The Offspring are all really good as well. There we go. I did go back and watch the original series remastered, and I think it's just a product of its time. Like, I really can't get into the original 60s Star Trek. Great level. Thank you for that. Oh my goodness. 1 second, 1 second. Well, that was definitely a prayer answered. I was just going to talk about that cat this morning. He's been missing for over a week, which is the longest he's ever run off and do things. And he came back this morning, so that instantly makes today a great day. I do not know why he insists on running outside and doing what he do. All right, Svenny, I see you submitted this level again. To be honest, I don't really have interest in playing this level again. So if you want to submit a different code, or I can go into your profile and play a different one, I don't really have interest in beating this level. So if you want to do a different one, I'll definitely do a different one, but I don't think I want to play this one this morning. All right, Loud T-Rex. Lurk away. Best of luck. I'll see you next time. Give Svenny a second here to answer. Might be lurking as well. All right, while we wait for an answer, we'll move on to Borwin's level. 3XD XM6 9XG. But yeah, so I want to start a series, maybe like a TikTok series on why you should watch TNG and kind of go through some of the best episodes and things that... I get that it's like an old show now, right? Like it was made in the 80s and 90s, so it's like, oh, that's 30, 40-year-old TV, which when I think of a 30, 40-year-old TV show, I'm thinking of like black and white, old school, like silent films. So I get why people don't want to give it a chance right now, because it's just old, but it's still phenomenal for its age. All right, what do we got here? Which, I mean, Pokemon is 30 years old, and that one is in black and white, but that's that's a different story altogether. I am digging the vibes of this level. The aesthetics, the way it's all set up, the platforms. I am really enjoying this. I like these indicators for these plants that jump out at you. Oh. Yeah. Oh, too much of a jump. Slight increases in difficulty, coins. This level's got it all. If there's a hidden one up somewhere, I would say that this is good enough to be a traditional level. Sound like there's a cat meowing behind me. Checkpoint. I also appreciate a good checkpoint. Snake with Goombrats and fishes. Oh boy. Parachutes make that a very tough jump. My wife was looking up adventures last night, so I don't know what she decided on, but we're going to go do some sort of adventure today. Again, I don't know what that's going to be, but I'm excited to show you guys. Maybe even do some photography while we're out adventuring, or maybe even some drone photography. It's been a while since I've grabbed my drone and did some drone flying, so... It's a nice little easy section there, but very fun. What do we got here? Oh, it's the end. GG. Thank you, Borwin, for the level. What's the weather like today? I think it's going to be cloudy. Maybe rainy. It's Oregon, so rainy is a good bet. It's almost always raining out here in Oregon, so... Let's see, do we have a next leveling queue? The queue is empty. All right, well, let's do another level from Borwin while we're waiting. Oh, that is an interesting me. I like that shirt. Your shirt has steam on it from the food. All right. Oh, you've got a lot of levels that have a lot of hearts and a lot of plays, and... Look at this. Quite a creator here. 1-1, but it's a theater. Borwin's out here creating some art. Thank you for the levels, Borwin. Is that like the curtain raising up, and then this is like the black backdrop? It's bright and sunny there, finally. All the art. You gonna do anything with the bright and sunny day? There's a bunch of moles up there. I'm suspicious of what the moles are doing. Today definitely feels like an adventuring kind of day, so if you got nice sunshine for it, you should definitely go sunshining. Interesting. So that's where the flagpole would be, so it's now going to 1-2. Oh. That was a fun level. Among Us. Uno Mas reached the goal. Ooh, an Uno Mas level. Just buy some unnecessary records and a little yard work. Oh, I think I forgot to ask. What records are you looking for? Like what is the, I guess, the holy grail record you're looking for? Like the one that you always hope to find that's going to be hard to find at the stores? What? I think I did this wrong. I think I did this glitch wrong. Maybe I need to hit the spring as I'm coming down? These levels are always so creative and so fun. Uno Mas level. Okay, so if I can hit the spring as I'm going down. No. That's not it. Maybe I can't do like, there's not enough room to do that, right? You need at least 2 blocks to do that. You have all the records you truly want, but there's a special Sam Smith and Karina Bailey Rae that come out today. The only vinyl I'm on the hunt for is Graveyard Girl really fell in love with Bo Burnham's album. And he put it out on vinyl. I've been trying to find her the special vinyl version of it, but it sold out super fast. Was it Bo Burnham's Inside? Like, that was an incredibly sad but incredibly good special. If you haven't watched that one yet and you're in the mood to be depressed, that is the show for it for sure. I don't know how to activate this Uno Mas. Maybe go all the way over? No. You never watched it? It's... So, like... Bo Burnham's humor is really, really interesting. Like, Zach Stone's Gonna Be Famous was super good. And, like, his old school stuff was all very, like... chaotic and funny. My favorite bit he ever does, one of my favorite Bo Burnham bits was he plays the piano and he was doing I call this song World on Fire, and then he just screams into the microphone, and it's such like a dumb but unexpected humor. So we went into it thinking, oh, it's that kind of humor, right? It's his funny songs, his quirky songs, or his really strange sense of humor, and then it's just, I've been locked in my house for 2 years. I'm super depressed and I think I'm going to die. And it's like, whoa, that was not what I was expecting to happen from a Bo Burnham. But man, did he... I think when we look back on the pandemic and see all the things that came out from the pandemic, I think that's going to be like one of the landmark pieces of media created that's going to perfectly describe how people felt, how it mentally impacted them, because there's going to be studies for years to come, right? Like, definitely for years to come, people are going to try and figure out, well, how did virtual learning impact kindergartners for 2 years, and how did it impact the other people for so long? So as they go through and study and grab different pieces of media and propaganda and all that through there, I think Bo Burnham's Inside will most likely at least get an honorable mention, if not be a important part of that history. Oh. That is hilarious that these shells come flying through the sides. So if you haven't watched it yet, definitely give it a watch. It's worth a watch. Huh. Interesting glitch. Another fun level. All right. This music level? Let's play a music level. And they were like reporting on the news yesterday that, like, for the first time, I don't want to say ever, but it definitely seems to be... Oh, I guess you're supposed to go up the pipe. It definitely seems to be, for the first time, guns have become the leading cause of death among kids ages 0 to 19, passing like cancer, childhood diseases, and all sorts of things like that. So, and they just specifically did note that that is not done to themselves. That is not crime of a gun being used on oneself, but rather someone else using it on them. So if that doesn't speak volumes about this pandemic impacting people's minds, I don't know what would. And it's definitely super sad to see. Okay, now I should be able to go through those spikes. Winner. And my heart truly breaks that that's a statistic that we can track and a statistic that we can talk about, because it's truly amazing that we have reached that point. All right. Thank you for the level. I don't think there's any levels in queue still, so no. So we'll just keep going. At this rate, we're going to have to swap games and play something other than Mario Maker. This is the first time I haven't been like flooded with levels. And absolutely nothing will be done about gun control. It's a very, very hard topic, I understand, because there's like all the Second Amendment people, which I get. They have their Second Amendment right to a gun. I understand that, but oh, this is chaos. There we go. But also, you know, there's a lot of people out there who shouldn't own a gun, and I think we can all agree that even if you have the Second Amendment, that doesn't give everyone the right to bear arms, especially those who are mentally ill or a danger to people. So it's hard to write a law that would encompass the people it needs to encompass and not impact people it doesn't need to. Or I guess rather it's hard to write that in a way that people don't perceive it impacting them. Because, you know, every time they say this is it, they're going to take away the AR-15s, people go out and buy AR-15s. Like the number one indicator that AR-15 sales are going to go up is that they talk about banning them. So then you have like the ghost guns, people now being able to 3D print guns and things like that. So even if there is gun control, people being able to just go out and print them now that's a whole new uncharted legal territory. So, and then you have like the people who are profiting off of it, which is the most, I'm going to say the most gross thing I can think of, but like the people who are selling the bulletproof children's hoodies and the bulletproof children's backpacks and fear mongering on people is it's something else. I don't even know exactly what to call it because it seems so wrong. And I can't tell if it's actually a necessity or not, because there definitely have been a lot of incidents. But at what point are you preying on people's fears as well? So it's such a hard topic, and I'm glad I'm not a politician who has to deal with that. I'm definitely glad that I don't have to make those laws or talk to people about it. I thought I wanted to be a politician at some point in my life, and I am certainly glad that I am not, because how do you manage that? And I don't have an honest answer for that. I really don't know how you balance those things. Americans love this crazy idea that someday they're going to save just by carrying a gun everywhere, and it makes no sense. Okay, so that is something we have talked about for sure, and I don't mind talking about again, but there's also like this, as I was going through like my Catholic classes and learning to be Catholic and get confirmed on Easter and all that, that's also something that like a lot of Christians have this, like, I don't know what to call, like this mentality of like, you're taught that one of the greatest honors for God is to be martyred in the name of God. And I don't disagree with that. There have been plenty of people who've been martyred for their faith, and I definitely agree that to die for your faith shows you have a lot of conviction in it, a lot of belief in it. But the people who like hope to be martyred, like the people who are like, oh boy, I can't wait, I really hope someone like breaks in here and starts putting people down on their knees and starts executing people for, like, they're wishing for it to happen, like they're secretly hoping for it. That's such a crazy idea to me. Like, I want to be faithful to God and be good to God, but I don't want to sit here and hope that someone's going to break through my door and execute me for it. Like, I certainly can't understand that level of, I can't understand that thought process at all. And the same thing for guns, because I know there's the people who sit there like, oh, I really hope that someone breaks through my door so that I can use my gun on them. Or, you know, I really hope that someone invades this space where I'm at and then I get to be a hero. Like that. That is such a wrong way of thinking, in my opinion, that I can't even comprehend it. Like, why would you hope that there's trauma? Why would you hope that there's someone getting potentially hurt? It makes no sense to me. And that's as someone who is licensed to carry. I was always taught that you retreat, that it's your duty to retreat. There's a lot of ways to get out of those situations. You shouldn't be hoping for it to happen, and you should pray it never comes to that. Yeah, kill the redfish. That's what I'm trying to. I'm just bad. I'm focusing too much on talking and not enough on gameplay. But this is one of those things that's just, I don't think we're going to see a solution for in our lifetime, unfortunately. Man, I'm really bad at that jump. If you come to a situation, you should definitely try and retreat, and you should look for other options. It shouldn't just be like, oh, I really hope that I get to use this weapon today. I really hope that I get to be the hero of the day who gets to hurt someone. Like, I can't imagine just sitting there and wishing for that. Okay, now we're making progress. But I do know that there are people who do that. I've met those kind of people who just sit there and hope for great evil to happen so that they can be a hero, or so they get to do something they think is going to be fun or cool. And it's a dangerous mindset. A very dangerous mindset. Oh, no. Oh, I wasn't fast enough to get to the checkpoint. I just need to go there and hit the checkpoint so I can get past this beginning. Okay, take out the fish. Wait for this guy. There we go. What's your opinion on the LGBTQ plus community? Because most religions don't allow that. Am I right? Actually, that's a very common misconception, especially about Catholicism. So that's a very hard question, but I'll try my best to give it the answer that it deserves. So as far as Catholicism is allowed, the Catholic belief is not that LGBTQ plus is not allowed. It's not that, oh, I hit the checkpoint. We barely did it. Oh, that's not good. I don't think I wanted that checkpoint. Let's try and... How do you beat this from the checkpoint? Did you have to jump right away? Hold right and jump? I thought you had to be able to beat every level from a checkpoint. I don't see how you can beat this from a checkpoint. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so back on topic. Sorry, off topic. So Catholicism and the LGBTQ plus. So there is nothing wrong with being a part of the LGBTQ plus, and Catholicism does not say you cannot be LGBTQ plus. So that's a common misconception that we don't allow it or we hate it or anything. You're completely allowed to be a part of the LGBTQ plus and Catholic. The part where it gets sticky is that the Catholic Church does teach that what they call same-sex attraction, which would fall into the LGBTQ plus parameters, is that act would be the one that is sinful. So the way they teach is that you can be LGBTQ plus, but you have to be chaste, that you can't act on those urges that they consider to be sinful. So, but then we go back to like, oh, well, sin, everyone's a sinner. Everyone commits sin. Everyone in the Catholic Church commits sin. That's a part of, what makes us human is our lust for sin. So it's a burden for them to carry, just like it's a cross for everyone to carry their own crosses, right? So it's not considered bad. It's not considered evil. It's just considered a cross to carry, like everyone else has their crosses to carry. So I have no issue with it. I'm not going to sit out here and giving hate speech or be a bigot or hate those people. The LGBTQ plus is definitely welcome, but I also know that it's a very hard topic to have, because I know that a lot of people are. How do I want to word this? That explanation isn't sufficient, or they find that explanation lacking, and then that goes into a lot of different things. Okay, so it's this level again. So Svenny, I think you might have been lurking or out when this happened. I don't really have interest in beating this level. Do you have a different level you'd like me to play? So is it a sin to be gay, but it's not wrong? Is that what you mean? So I don't think quite. It's not a sin to be gay. It would be a sin to act upon those urges and have a same-sex relationship. So you can't help how you are, but you can help the actions that you take. So that would be the line of thinking that the church has on it. Yeah, let's try a different level. Try hard boss fight. Okay. And again, I know that explanation isn't sufficient for some people. And that's what makes the world hard, right? Is that there's a lot of opinions and thoughts out there, and they're not always sufficient for everyone or not compatible with everyone. And that's what makes it hard for people to get along. Sound like there was something crawling around on my fence outside. Huh. But you'll definitely hear no hate from me. I'm not gonna sit here and bash people or hate people, because that's not what my channel is about. It's supposed to be wholesome and for everyone. Okay. I can already see this is going to be a hard level. I guess that's why it's called hard boss fight. Oh, I don't want to get in between there. I want to stay on top until the end. Okay. Oh, I can see. There we go. All right, so what's going to happen here? Ah, okay, I see. But if you're gay, that means that you want to be with someone of the same gender. Does that mean basically you have to live like not someone else other than yourself? I don't know so much about it, so I'm interested in learning more. Oh, I wonder if you could cheese it that way. Can you get Boom Boom to cheese down this way if you wait? Gonna see if we can break the level. Essentially, that would be, I believe, the correct way of thinking in that line. That okay, you don't let people cheese it by jumping here. I thought I figured something out, but there is not. It would essentially mean that you'd have to live a life of chastity, which isn't unusual, right? There's all the priests and monks that take a vow of chastity as well. So there definitely are people out there who choose to live a life without a romantic partner. So that might be the calling on it. There is an anti-cheese, yes. Oh, avoid the block. Okay, we're doing Doing good. All right, that's one boss fight down. I knew there was going to be more. So it is possible that you may have a calling to chastity, where your calling is not to have a traditional spouse, but perhaps be married to the church or other things like that. Is how the Catholic Church would typically put that. Is that you're not married to another person, rather you're married to the church. You're living a life of chastity and being devout. And that, I mean, that's definitely not for everyone. It's definitely, again, that we're talking about like crosses to carry. That certainly is another cross to carry, because I personally couldn't do that. Like when I look at monks and priests who have this dedication to God, I'm blown away that I like their love and devotion, because I know that I couldn't do that. I couldn't live a life alone like that, right? Like I'm married. I love my wife. I love my wife so dearly, and I would never want to live life without her. So looking at those people who do live a life without someone like that in their life, it's almost unfathomable, because I understand how difficult that must truly be. Do you work in radio? Your voice gives me that vibe. I wish. I've actually always wanted to be on the radio. I always wanted to be a radio host, but I never got into that line of work. But you're actually not the first person to tell me that my voice is calming or gives like the radio vibes. So thank you. I do want to do that someday. So if anyone out there is listening and they want me to be a radio DJ, I am totally open to the idea. I also wanted to be like, when radio died to podcast, I wanted to be a podcaster. I've done 2 podcasts. One is pretty successful. The other is dead. Very, very dead. But I do plan on doing more on that. So, maybe I won't get on the radio, but perhaps I could still be a podcaster. Upside down controller. All right, that's going to make this even tougher. Upside down controller. Let's see if we can even get past this first part in here. What is it called? So the really good podcast is called Transcendence Paranormal, and that is with me and my wife, Graveyard Girl, and we go out and do paranormal investigations. We did ghost hunting. We talk about different haunted areas, exploring haunted areas, all that sort of thing. Talk about local legends and a whole bunch of information there. The second podcast I did was called One for All, a My Hero Academia TTRPG experience. And that was a D&D podcast, but instead of Dungeons & Dragons, we were playing a hacked version of a game to allow us to play My Hero Academia, which was super fun. But I ended up losing a player and then running out of time to play that game, unfortunately. So that one has gone on hiatus. But I did just get I found this on sale at Target, and I had to get it because I've been dying to play it. Which is the new D&D book, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. And I think I'm going to form a group to play this because I really want to play The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So you might guys see on Saturdays going forward. I think Saturday mornings are going to be my D&D morning, and y'all might be able to do like a live play D&D with me. So you have a lot of paranormal experiences. Oh yeah, tons and tons of paranormal experiences, things we can't explain. Oh, going back to upside down controller, forgot about that. In fact, that's the whole reason I'm a photographer now, is because I wanted to be a paranormal photographer. I wanted to try and get a ghost on camera, a ghost on film. And that's what got me super into photography, was trying to find pictures of a ghost. So tons of unexplainable experiences. They're all in the podcast. There's so much that we can't explain that's happened to us that we're trying to explain, that we're trying to find answers for. And that's like the most exhilarating part of it. And the history. We love learning history. So just going to like old areas that have a lot of history was really cool too. There you go. I had that vibe with your voice. When I get really passionate about something, that's where I get like that a lot of energy, and there's just so much, like, I get so excited talking about the paranormal, talking about photography. When I get that passion, you know, I could go on and on and on for hours. Oh. This is really tough. I don't see how to do this. Is it true that it is possible to live life without a partner? But how I see it is that means that you can't live up to your goals or what you want. Honestly, I myself am part of the LGBTQ plus, which is why I want to know more about it. It's that's a very big and very hard question. That is a very, very big and hard question. So I'll see if I can do it justice, but I can't promise that I can because, again, very big and deep. It is a very, from what I can tell, how do I want to word this? You have to enter the door on the left. Oh. Well, that did not work. There's a lot of societal expectation that you grow up, you get married, you have kids, and you live the perfect American dream life, right? That's what life is about. You have kids and on you go. And then you get married. And so a part of that, I believe, is the societal expectation of finding a partner. There's people who live alone all their life. But then there's also, as we talked about, you know, it is a cross for people to bear. You know, being married to the church and only having the monastery or having the priesthood and not having a significant other, it certainly does come with its challenges. It's not going to be easy, just like being married isn't easy, right? Being married to someone has its own set of challenges and crosses and hardships. So I would say that both are hard, and it kind of depends on where you're at. Like my life, truly, my life is inseparable from my wife. Part of everything that I want in my life and part of everything that I think about in my life is shared with my wife. So the idea of trying to separate myself from my wife and separate my life from my wife and my goals and ambitions and everything else I want from her would be impossible because they're intertwined, right? That we've been together so long that every part of who I am is permeated into her, and every part of who she is has permeated into me. And those goals, those values, those wants, those needs, everything has become one. So I can definitely see that you're saying, you know, you're afraid you won't be able to live up to your goals or what you want because if you have a partner, that all becomes intertwined. So that definitely is something that you may lose becoming a part of that. Oh, I see. I got to grab that bomb and throw it over there. Did I call her Cemetery Girl? So her handle on Twitch is Graveyard Girl. She might actually pop in for a little bit. Sometimes she pops in, sometimes she doesn't. It kind of depends on the day. She mods for us. So Edgar's here. Welcome in, Edgar. So you might see her pop in here and there. So I guess it just depends on what your goals and wants are in life. There are some people out there, especially like the monks, who have decided that their goals in life aren't to be married, that their goals are to find that relationship with God and come so close to God that they don't have those goals or those wants, or that they kind of die to themselves and become something greater than that. So not everyone's called to be a monk, right? And that's definitely not everyone's calling, just like not everyone's called to be married. So I guess it would require a deep examination of what you actually want out of your life to be able to answer that question on whether or not you will be able to achieve those goals and wants. Depends on really what you discern for yourself. There's this thing in the Catholic faith called discerning your vocation, which is trying to figure out what your calling is. And some people are called to that vocation of marriage. Some people are not. Some people are called to the vocation of holy orders and being a priest. Some people are not. So discerning that vocation is the key here. You have a few more questions? Mind if you ask them? For sure. Please ask. I love talking to people about all this sort of stuff. Do you have UFO stories? I have one really weird UFO story. I don't know if it counts like that. So we'll do that one. And why does the Pope sit on a throne and dress the way he does? Okay, so let's start with the UFO story since that was your first question. So there is this place in Washington called Assetti Ranch, and it is considered to be like the UFO place of the world. They report hundreds of UFO activities yearly, if not daily. Messed that up. There are tons and tons of UFO activities. They have a guy there who does a podcast. They have nightly watchings where you sit out and watch the open sky for UFOs, and they have people like explain what you're seeing and all that. So we're like, we have to go. This is like the UFO place of the world. We have to go because this is like perfect podcast content. We need to go see all these UFOs, right? We want a UFO experience. So we booked an experience and said, we're going. And we drove up there, and it's near Mount Adams in Washington. So you're like right at the base of a mountain. It's really cool. And so we get there, and it's like, that was almost it. It's like a compound. It had some really strange vibes. Like you drive way out there into the middle of nowhere. You have this long, like gated trail to drive up, and then they checked us in, and you sleep in yurts. You have yurts or tents. Like there's no hotel. You're sleeping on the ground or in a yurt, which is okay. We like that. So we're like, okay, let's meet some of these people. So we start talking to people like, oh, you need to listen to, I forget the guy's name, but he has like a podcast, and he's going to give us a live broadcast. And then, he's going to explain some things. You got to come see it. So we're like, okay, we can do that. So the time came for the live broadcast, and we were the only people wearing masks there. And this might be like a self-conscious thing, but I really feel like people were looking at us strangely. And this happens. Like there's legitimately pamphlets out there that tell you don't bully people for wearing masks. And, there's a personal decision for them to wear a mask, and, they're only doing it maybe to protect themselves, things like that. So there's definitely a stigma against masks. So since we were the only two people masked there, that was an uncomfortable feeling, but we wrote that off as, maybe it's all in our head. Maybe we're just overreacting. So we kept going. So the time came for the live broadcast, and the live broadcast was in this barn. So everyone walked into this barn, and it was kind of like dimly lit, and then there were some chairs for you to sit down and watch this guy podcast from the basement, but he was like video recording, so you could watch the video recording. And then that's where things just completely went off the rails. Like, so this guy came on, welcomed us all, and basically said, for those of you who don't know, I can't remember exactly what he said. So this is along the lines, but it's not exactly what he said. But he basically said that I was a llama in another life, and I died, and I went to the stars, and I was reincarnated as Jesus to come and save this world from the aliens, because these aliens are coming. There's 6 circles of aliens, and these 6 circles are coming, and I have to defend you from the alien wars that are happening that you can't see going on. But don't worry, because I am a lion Jesus, and I will fight in these space wars to save you from the aliens coming to get you. And we were like, what? So that's when things got really weird, because they had people posted like at the doors, and like we really felt like we were being watched, and like the people at the doors were looking at us. And again, we were like, are we being paranoid, or are these people watching us? And so we ditched out of there early. And we went to, there's this garden they had with these stones that are set up, like these shrines where you can try and call the alien races down to you. So there's 6 different shrines for the different races of aliens to try and call to you, who will then, respond to you or telepathically communicate with you. One of those was Bigfoot, because apparently Bigfoot is a orange spirited alien that descended from the stars, and he's a peaceful and loving Bigfoot who's come to heal us. So we packed up our bags and we're like, okay, we're going to stay for the UFO watch because we want to see if the UFOs are real. Everything else here has been really, really out there. And I don't want to use the word crazy, right? Because crazy has a bad stigma with it. So I don't want to call it crazy. You can go up to the bomb right before the first fire bubble reaches you and down right after the second one. Okay, we'll try that. So I don't want to call it crazy, but I really don't have a word for what we were experiencing. But you said we drove all this way. We paid all this money. We want to see the UFOs. So we can stick it out just a little bit longer and see the UFOs, and then we'll leave in the middle of the night. So because we don't want to sleep here and risk, someone coming into our tent and like attacking us in our sleep because they were out there. So we finally get to the UFO watch. It's, like 11 o'clock at night. It's pitch black. And like, all right, guys, the UFO watch is starting. We can finally see some UFOs. I'm like, finally. So I got my camera ready because I was going to take some pictures of UFOs, do some night shots. Like, this is what I wanted. This will make it all worth it. And then they're like, okay, here comes the UFOs. And then they started pointing out the UFOs. And basically all they did was they were pointing at satellites and like, oh, that UFO is powering up right there. That's a UFO right there. And so people were like, well, that's not a UFO. That's a satellite. And they said, no. See, I have the special power to discern certain satellites look like satellites but are actually UFOs, and I can discern which ones are satellites and which ones are actually UFOs, and that one there is a UFO and not a satellite. It's just, it looks like a satellite but it's not. And that one looks like a star, but that's actually a stationary space station, but it looks like a star, but that's actually a UFO. And so we're like, okay, yeah, we've been conned, we're leaving. So we went and go pack up our car and leave, and there were legit people who are like, oh, why are you leaving? And they like followed us to a car, like, where are you going? Don't you want to stay and make communications with Bigfoot? Like, where are you going? And it felt really, really culty the entire time and really scary. So we told them, which was true, that we had a family emergency, and we booked it out of there and we drove out of there. And I can't confirm this, that I again, how much is paranoia, how much is not, but there was a car that followed us for quite a ways once we left that ranch, like 20 or 30 miles down the highway we were followed. I can't confirm that so was someone actually following us, because it could have been just someone who was going the same way, and we were already a little bit paranoid, so I can't confirm that, but I feel like we were followed for quite a ways out of there, and then we never went back. So I know it's not like we didn't see a UFO, but that is my UFO story, because that is the most outrageous UFO stuff that has ever happened to me in my life. So I don't know if that counts as a UFO story, but there you go. That is my experiences with UFOs. I still hope to I still hope to see a UFO. I still hope to run into aliens. I still hope to get experiences like that. It's definitely something I want, but let's jump on over to the next level submitted. I never want to experience that again. That was truly it was an experience. Truly an experience. Let's put this level in, and then it's actually the prayer time, so bear with me just a second. So I try and pray the monk schedule, which means at 6:45 I do prayers. Originally this was for Lent, but now this is something that's become like a part of what I like to do. So bear with me really quick, and we're going to share a prayer. Everyone is welcome. Definitely, if you don't feel comfortable with it, you don't have to join in. But we're going to do this, and then we'll jump back into the gaming. So, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Thank you, Lord, for this blessed day. Thank you for all that you do for me. Thank you for the blessings that you give for me, and thank you for giving me the ability to spend my days with my friends in the morning like this. It is truly a blessing. I do not take that for granted. Lord, I pray for those who are currently missing from their homes, that are currently lost. Lord, help those people to be found safely. Help them to have your love and your guidance through this difficult time, and bring them to their friends and families safe and sound so that those families can be reunited. Lord, I pray for those who are currently homeless or unhoused. Lord, help those who are most vulnerable to be fed, to be loved, to get the water and shelter that they need to continue to live. Help us as their brothers and sisters in Christ to see them not as a burden to society, but as our vulnerable brothers and sisters who need our help. Help us to soften our hearts to those that are unfortunate so that we can give to them and help those who are most in our need. Lord, I pray for those who are in Ukraine and Russia. Lord, through your love, bring an end to the war, bring an end to the suffering. Help all those grow closer to you so that we may bring about an end to the war and an end to the suffering. All this I pray in your name, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, we're jumping in this next level. UFOs are 100% real. I 100% believe in UFOs. I want a picture of one. I want to do more with it, but like I said, I never want to experience what I experienced at Assetti Ranch again. So there were a couple other questions that went through. Let's see if I can remember them all. I know you asked about why does the Pope wear what the Pope does. So the Pope has a very venerated position. So I'm still a fairly new Catholic, so I'm still learning. So I hope I'm not giving out any misinformation here. But this is my understanding, is that, so there was the first Pope. The first Pope was one of the apostles of Christ, Peter. Peter, you are the rock on which I will build the church. And since then, the Catholic Church has basically handed down that succession from Pope to Pope to Pope to Pope. So I have no idea if I'm going to be able to do this. So the Pope is the, quote, leader of the church because we can trace it all the way back to the first leader of the church, Jesus, who then handed it down to the next person in line. So the Pope is this very venerated position that then comes with a lot of sacraments, a lot of clothing to help distinguish that. So the word holy literally means to set apart. So, if he is the most holy one, he would be the most set apart one. So he needs different things to distinguish that position and to distinguish that set apartness from everything else. Now, I know there's, different significance to the different things that he wears. Like, I know the Pope has a ring, I think it's called a fisherman's ring, that has like his personal seal that's made for each Pope. And I know that like a lot of the garments have like, there's the scapulars that they wear and things like that. But I don't know the names of all of them. So I couldn't go into depth about like the meaning of all the hats and the clothing and the garments. But I believe in general that is typically seen as a part of his holiness and a part of distinguishing him. And then I know there's a bunch of other parts that I don't know the intricacies of, so I couldn't answer fully on that. But you'll find with Catholicism there tends to be an answer for everything. There's a reason behind everything that is done. So I would definitely say that there's a reason for it. I just don't know it off the top of my head. Yeah, for sure. Svenny had another question. Let's see if I can go back up really quick and see it here. What is the religion's opinion on being transgender, trans or transgender? So again, I'm not an authority on Catholicism. I'm simply someone who's learning it and just became Catholic myself. So I can only give you my limited understanding. I am certain that there are better answers out there, so I'll do my best. My understanding is that the church's teaching on it is that that it is not allowed, that basically you were made in the image of God and God made you the way that God made you. And so who are we to try and alter that. And that gets really, really, really tricky because like I'm wearing glasses, right? So the argument would then be, well, you know, God made you with bad eyesight, so why do you get to wear glasses, but I can't be something else? So that gets very, very tricky, and I am not the person who would best be able to answer that. I believe Trent Horn has a book on it, or talks about it, and Trent Horn and anyone from Catholic Answers would have a much more in-depth and better answer than me, to be honest. But I'm fairly certain the teaching is that it's not allowed, but the reasoning behind it is a very, very deep answer that I can't possibly hope to convey with my limited understanding. What were you before you were Catholic? So before I decided on Catholicism, I actually made some progress there. I tried a little bit of everything to try and find what religion was true. I was seeking answers, right? That's why anyone becomes religious, is you're looking for the truth. You're looking for an answer. You're looking for what is there to life? Is there a purpose to life? Is there a meaning to life? You want to answer those big questions, right? So I decided that the only way I can answer those questions is if I try every religion, right? Like, it makes logical sense to say that I can't say this religion is true if I haven't done it, right? So if I try everything, then I should know the truth because I've tried it all and I know what is actually true. So I went through a period of time where I tried a whole bunch of religions. I tried Buddhism. I got really into Buddhism, trying to learn from the different Buddhas, trying to learn the different mantras, trying to learn the way of life and live as a Buddhist. And that wasn't for me. I tried different forms of Christianity, and those So here's my problem with most of the other forms of Christianity and why I chose Catholicism was that a lot of forms of Christianity to me seems like people just want the really easy answer of just saying, I love Jesus, Jesus loves me, so that's it. I am saved. I don't need to work hard. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to be a good person. I don't need to grow in my belief. I don't need to learn anything more. My love for God is enough, and that's all I need. And now I'm going to go back to, doing all the terrible things that I do every day because I'm already saved, and that's all there is. And I know that happens a lot with people who've gone to prison, and they people who've committed murder, but they become born again. We're like, well, I love Jesus now, so that murder is gone. It's such a deep and complex thing. To me, it just seems like a cop-out for someone to say, well, I don't go to church, I don't read the Bible, I don't know what it says, but I love Jesus, so I'm saved, and I don't need to do any more work. And so a lot of the really lukewarm Christianity didn't appeal to me either. And then I tried Satanism. And I know that's going to be what, you're Catholic, but you're also a Satanist? I definitely explored both forms of Satanism, both theistic and what's the other one? Non-theistic Satanism to truly learn. And it was appealing. There was a lot of appeal to Satanism because the tenets of Satanism is a lot of taking care of yourself, not being pushed around, making sure that you get yours. It's selfish, but it's not. And so it made sense to me. But at the end of the day, it almost felt too easy to me. It felt wrong. There was just something missing in it. And then that's when I tried Catholicism, and that's when I was like, this is it. This is the truth to me. This is difficult. This is something I'm going to have to work at. This is something that's going to force me to grow. This is a relationship that requires work. There's going to be pain. There's going to be suffering. There's growth. There's passion. There's so much to it that's how I knew this is the one for me. Because after trying all those other religions, there was always something missing from it. It was either too easy or there was just something wrong about it. But when I tried Catholicism, I just knew right away. I was like, I know it. This is right. And to be honest, the signs were always kind of there. Catholic art always appealed to me. When I play Dungeons and Dragons, I always wanted to be the paladin, the knight in shining armor, the Templar. It was always there. And now that makes sense. And I love angels and artwork, and I got one right here. I got myself a Saint Michael slaying the dragon. statue of an angel. Got some other angels. I just got Saint Raphael. Absolutely love angels, and like the rosaries. Always loved the rosaries. So there was always a appreciation of it, but I never realized it was calling to me. It is an epic statue. I've got that one, and I've got Gabriel the Lightbringer, and I just got Raphael the Archangel the Healer. So I love all that. So it's home for me. But it took a lot of discerning, right? I wasn't born Catholic. I didn't fully join the Catholic Church until I was 30. So it was a lifetime of a journey to find what actually worked for me and what was best for me. Sven, you said that hurts to hear. So I definitely understand that. And I see we all have those struggles to a degree. I can't say that I'm not in your shoes because I don't have that struggle, but I definitely have my struggles when it comes to not sinning, when it comes to not doing those things. I mean, a lot of Catholics are in that place, right? Because we're, quote, not allowed to do things that other people can. And so even simple things like lying, or the big one right now is explicit imagery or inappropriate imagery. There's a huge addiction to the inappropriate imagery, and this thought that I'm not allowed to partake in that. And that's hard for a lot of people. People like to enjoy it. There's a reason why it's a multi-billion-dollar industry that's appeared across every culture and every time. There's a reason why it's one of the world's oldest professions in a sense, right? Because people enjoy it. So not being able to partake in that, sometimes it feels like a cross of, well, I'm not allowed to enjoy that thing that I really enjoy or that's really fun. And that in itself can be a cross too. So I don't understand fully, but I understand to a degree. I don't think I'm going to get very far on this level, to be honest. I think is this your level, Retro? I don't think I'm good enough for this level. As you can see, I have been failing beautifully at it for a while. All right, see one more question here. Next question. Since the LGBTQ plus community keeps growing quickly nowadays, what do you think will happen with the rules about it in like 20, 30 years? Do you think it will be altered? That is an interesting question because it definitely could be altered to some degree. I should just bring my RCIA director on. He's got so much better answers for this. So let me try and access the way that he explained it. My understanding of that's Dexter's got a very good point there too. Of how much is it growing, or is it that people always were a part of this, but they didn't feel safe talking about it, and so it was hidden. So how accurate are the old statistics versus when people say like, oh, there's a lot more people who are being out now, like, are there more people being out now, or is it just safer to be out, but they were already originally there? So that's a whole nother, group of statistics and things like that. That's going to be difficult, but will it be altered? So things in the church can change. Definitely. Oh, I forgot. Let me go back and heart that really quick. But there are certain things that can change, and there's certain things that cannot change, right? There are teachings, dogmas of the church that will never change, that is how it's been, and that is a core teaching. I think a good example of those are like the 10 Commandments, right? The 10 Commandments aren't going to change. The 10 Commandments are the 10 Commandments. There's not going to be an 11th commandment. They're not going to say, this commandment we're getting rid of, and now there's only 9 commandments. The 10 Commandments have been and will be. Those can't change, but our understanding definitely can change. And as we grow to understand things, that can definitely change our interpretations and thoughts towards things. Like, let me enter this level code really quick here. 1, 3, 6, C, D, F. And that's, again, part of why I enjoy Catholicism so much is that you have this really, really, you have 2,000 years of scholars trying to understand and think about and comprehend this massive body of work and this deposit of faith. So our understanding of things are constantly changing as more theologians and all that come out. Our understanding definitely can change. So it's definitely not something I see as impossible, but there's certain things that won't change. And I don't know where that will fall in with everything else. I don't know. I ran right into that. I don't know if same-sex attraction would ever change. I don't know if that's one of those things that's a teaching or one of those things that can change. So I couldn't honestly say one way or another, but the church is a living, breathing thing. The faith is a living, breathing thing. So as we come to understand those living, breathing things, other things will come with that. For example, this is one of those weird ones. This is one of my favorite little fun facts. The Pope had to weigh in on Pokemon because Pokemon became such a huge cultural phenomena in the 90s that literally there were people who said, Pokemon is evil. It's about fighting. It's going to corrupt our youth. It's going to cause them to sin. Pokemon should be banned. And the Pope had to come out and declare that Pokemon was not evil and that your kids weren't suffering by playing Pokemon, and that it's okay for them to enjoy a thing that kids enjoy. So, where in the Bible does it talk about Pokemon? Well, it doesn't, but as it is a living, breathing thing that changes and grows, it too has to adjust to the times. And so when, Pokemon came out, the Pope had to weigh in on Pokemon, which is the most absurd but hilarious thing I think I've ever heard of. The same thing when like TV and radio came out, it was, how does this change the faith? How does it change our understanding of the faith? How does it change things? And it's a hard question to this day. Still parts of that are being answered. He maybe he got me. Pokemon made some kids get violent over cards. I mean, that is definitely true. That is definitely true without a doubt. But when radio came out, there was fears about radio and TVs corrupting people. But now we see like radio is one of the strongest evangelization tools that we have. It allows us to share our message and beliefs and talks with people all across the world. So it's become this beautiful thing. But it changes. Radio hasn't always existed, so things will constantly change. No. So close. I like Pokemon a lot yourself. I love Pokemon too. Get a guest host that isn't Nori or Bell. With how important same-sex attraction keeps growing to be a bigger and bigger subject, I myself think the church might not be able to avoid change on it anymore. Again, this is from a limited understanding, so don't quote me on this one. This is from what I think I know. And what I think I know and what I actually know are two different things. I believe they consider same-sex attraction to be one of those things that won't change because so one of the things that another misconception about Catholicism is that, Catholics hate sex, that they're against sex, that sex is evil. And that's not the case, right? It has a purpose. We were given the ability to have those relationships, to be able to have kids, to grow a family, to do things of that nature. And so my understanding is that is one of those things that is considered, it has a purpose. And if you're not doing it for that intended purpose, then it falls into, something that we need to question and talk about. So my understanding is that will not change because of that logic. But again, I'm nowhere near an expert on the subject. So will that change? I don't know. Can it change? I don't know. Oh, that guy juked me again. I definitely am not the expert in the subject to be able to speak on it with any sort of authority. But you're not alone in that. Like if you're honestly like questioning these things and talking about Catholicism and saying, I want to know more about these because, I have these two different parts of me. There's actually books written about this, about Catholics, who struggle with same-sex attraction. There's a whole bunch of like resources on it. So you're not alone in that. He does that to me every time. So you're not the first person to experience that. I don't think you'll be the last either. There's certainly a lot of talk about that. So There are a lot of resources and talk around that subject. You did some questionable things for Pokemon cards. Our school straight up banned Pokemon cards. They were like, if we see your Pokemon cards out, we are going to take those away because you are not allowed to have those at school because kids will punch each other over it or steal them or any of the other things. Or could you imagine when they first came out at school, like the teacher, like, well, that was an unfair trade. Like, how do you as a teacher handle an unfair trade dispute between kids? Like, I can see why they just straight up said, you know what, we're not even dealing with this. We're not going to touch this with a 10-foot pole. So they're just straight up not allowed. Get out of here with that. They said it was gambling. I mean, I can see that to a degree, especially with how like some kids didn't know the value of their cards and they just traded them because they were cool or other things like that, right? So I can see where potentially it could be gambling in one sense with that. Someone got stabbed with a pencil over it. That does not surprise me. Currently, statistics say only 5% of the world's population is part of the LGBTQ+. That way it's avoidable, but if it eventually would be more like 20%, it's already starting to be difficult. If someone's like 50%, it would almost be impossible to keep calling it a sin. Well, I mean, that's an interesting thought, but I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because like we were talking about the explicit image industry, right? Like statistically, I want to say it's like up in the 70, 80, 90% of people look at or indulge or use some sort of, oh, he got me again, graphic images that would be considered banned by the church. And even though an overwhelming amount of people support and use it, it's still considered a sin. I myself am a pansexual, demisexual, gray sexual, and trans myself, so that's why it's heard that trans is loud. However, I am still closeted with being trans. He keeps getting me with that. I don't have that experience, so I couldn't speak much on it. But like I said, a lot of people, it's they call it like your cross to bear. A lot of people have their crosses to bear. For some people, it's things like that. Other people, it's other hard things. Everyone's got, quote, their suffering to do. They wanted a Goldeen card. I don't think Goldeen's good enough to stab someone over. I don't remember the Goldeen card, but I'm pretty sure Goldeen is definitely not good enough to be on that level. Why am I so dumb? He has gotten me with that like 3 times in a row now. I think I hit him. I'm going to call wonky hitbox on that. I think I got that one. It also makes it hard for we have to be alert and vigilant for something the RCI director always talks about is like there's certain jobs that you can't do, right? Because if you're going to live the faith and live authentically to everything, practice what you preach, then you can't work at explicit clubs or places that that promote a lifestyle that you necessarily can't promote as a Catholic. So there's a lot to it, and it's hard in the world we live in. There's a lot of things that are considered sinful, right? And a lot of things you have to avoid. Okay, we're not jumping down there because he's going to teleport. We have learned. Maybe if I just hit him with, well, I was going to say hit him with fireballs, but I just messed that up, so maybe not. Okay, we can hit him there. Once more. I didn't even know there were that many sexuals. It's definitely a very large list. There's the LGBTQ plus has become very expansive. There's a lot to it. So I can't say that we would ever have like a definitive list of everything. So because more things are, I don't want to be saying they're not like being discovered. It's more of there's a different understanding as we progress and move as a society. I love the story of Jesus, at least the one that is universally known. There's actually a whole bunch of colleges that do this class. Thank you for the level. That was a great level. It's called the Bible as Literature classes, where rather than reading the Bible as like a religious text and trying to understand it as a religion, they read the Bible to try and understand the Bible as a story, as like almost like an epic poetry. Like if you're reading the Odyssey or, you know, some of those great ancient works, or like the Divine Comedy. So trying to understand the Bible as a written story or a written epic rather than as a religion. And there's just so much. It's such a huge text that has so much context around it that you would have to do a whole lot to understand it outside of a religion even. So I know that you're not alone in loving the story, because people obviously love the story enough that they want to research it, not as a religion, but just even to as a piece of work. Sorry, gotta take a drink for a second here. I've been talking a lot. It's interesting to hear about is the reason I'm not religious myself, because I've been struggling a lot. Yourself, I've been depressed for about a decade and only recently started fighting it. I want to escape my depression. I want to be unchained, which is why it feels like I cannot be religious, because it would keep me chained. That is... Again, you have the big topics today, things that I can't possibly justify in even a short amount of time, and they're way out of my pay grade for understanding. But that is a very common thing for people to feel like, you know, religion chains me because it tells me what I can't do, what I can't feel, what I can't do. I would recommend for that. There's a really good book by Trent Horn called Why We're Catholic that really explains why that may not be the case. And to just give you the... Thank you, Edgar, for the level. Once again, the horribly butchered version that my RCI director gave me, because I can't remember everything he said, but, you know, I'll try the best. The way he put it that really like struck a chord with me and made sense to me was, rules don't have to mean... Watch out for Kaizo's in this level. It's an old one. Okay. Rules don't have to mean... oh boy, upside down controller while I'm trying to do this. Rules don't have to be bad and limiting in a way that they don't always subtract. Like a rule doesn't have to chain you. Now, there certainly can be rules, such as like when I'm playing a Nuzlocke challenge, those rules make it harder that I can't do certain things, and that makes the game harder. But like the example he gives is a marriage. There are rules in a marriage, right? Like that you can't cheat on your spouse. Their expectation is that they are your one and only, right? That is a rule, but that rule doesn't chain the relationship. That doesn't worsen the relationship. That rule makes the relationship better and makes the relationship stronger, right? So the idea is that not all rules are bad. Not all rules are chaining, even though it feels like you can't do certain things, because there definitely are boundaries that you're not allowed to do as a Catholic. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Rather, that helps you to strengthen your relationship and make your relationship better. Just like in a marriage, you're going to have rules. Well, in faith, you have rules. In religion, you have rules. But it's not chaining you down. It's actually helping to keep you within the boundaries. Kind of like... I think the other example he gave is like, you know, at a school, you have a fence that says kids can only go in this area. Well, again, that's a boundary. That's a rule. They're not allowed to go outside of there, but that's to protect them. So, because we know that outside those fences, bad things can happen. So those are helpful things. So that is the perspective that I believe is best, and that is the one that has really helped me to understand and grow in my faith, is understanding that not all rules are chains, but rather some rules can enhance things. Same thing with like Dungeons and Dragons, you know. Dungeons and Dragons is a super fun game. I really enjoy Dungeons and Dragons, but there's a lot of rules, and those rules don't necessarily make it bad, right? The rules are what make it a game, what makes it fun. If you're not playing by any of the rules in Dungeons and Dragons, well then you're not playing Dungeons and Dragons. You're just rolling dice and making things up, which is fine if that's what you want to do, but you're not playing D&D at that point. Oh, this is really hard to do with the upside down controller. Precision jumping while upside down is not easy. All right, here we go. If I'd had to keep to Catholic rules, I might be protected from trouble, but I prefer getting trouble living like myself than being protected and getting hurt inside by not being myself. That, again, deep topic that I am nowhere near educated enough in to like be an educator on it, but something I can talk casually about. So, don't take what I'm saying as like the hard rules on it, but rather my perspective based on my understanding. Living in sin, it is the belief that, sin brings you a short-term happiness, but not a long-term happiness. It hurts you and it hurts your soul, but it may not feel that way, right? Okay, we're going back to regular control to try and beat this. That if I follow all the rules and don't do all the things, I'm missing out on things. I'm not getting to do those fun things. Again, engaging in explicit images for most people is considered a very fun thing. Again, there's a reason it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Cheating, lying, stealing can all be things that feel really good and give you that dopamine rush, that give you that happiness. But in the long term, they can lead to depression and things. Drugs is another one. Drug use makes you feel great, but then it can also hurt you in a lot of ways. So we know that there are certain things that are bad for us. And abstaining from those, even if we enjoy those bad things from us, can lead to a better life. I struggle deeply with certain forms of anxiety, and avoiding those things has helped me with that, with my depression and anxiety. So even though it's fun things that people want to do, abstaining from them can help you as well. So I'm not saying that's the case for you, just saying in general that the rules are there for a reason, that those rules can help you to grow and live as a person in a better way. Oh, I slid on that one. I'm hoping Graveyard Girl can join us at some point, because she would have good perspective on all this as well. I think she's sleeping in this morning, which she needs, so. All right, making progress. We're going to do it this time. So if I just tap it. Okay, just tap. 3 in a row. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What kind of a jump is this? Maybe if I just go fast. That was not the answer. My depression, anxiety, sleeplessness, etc. is currently at a point where I'm actually having some vocal hallucinations I don't understand, but I can deal with them. I have never gotten to that point, so I'm definitely sorry you're going through that, because I know they can get to that point. I know that it's bad. I've never experienced it that bad, but I hope you can find something that can help you to get through that, because I know that that's definitely not what you want, right? That's terrible. There are a lot of genders. I think no one knows them all. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't want to call it we're discovering new ones, but rather that there's deeper understanding happening every day. I have no idea how we're going to get past this part. Speaking of that emote, Edgar, in the probably next week, I'm going to have my custom emotes finished. So y'all are going to get some custom emotes if you hang out in my channel that are, I think, pretty darn good. There's a Bidoof one because of the Bidoof run. Oh, school only taught you boy and girl. School is a whole nother massive topic that I could rant for hours and hours upon, where what you learn in school is not necessarily the truth, right? What you learn in school typically tends to be the narrative that they want to sell you on. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it's right or true or correct or any of that. And then, so there's this thing that I love talking about in school. It's called tracking. So this thing, and it's going to sound like a conspiracy, but it's not. I promise you, this is a real thing that you can look up. It's called tracking. Basically, in World War II, before World War II, during World War II, and after World War II, they realized that we need a certain percentage of the population to not be uneducated, but basically be uneducated. That we need these people to be able to do the jobs like labor jobs, like picking fruits and vegetables and things like that, right? And so basically our schools are set up in such a way that they want a certain percentage of kids will go to college, a certain percentage of kids will fail, and a certain percentage of kids will not get the quality education that they need to succeed, and rather they will continue to be a part of the workforce. Okay, I'm guessing I need to go down here? No. Oh, I see. Okay. And so depending on what the school evaluate, and this happens as soon as like kindergarten, first grade. So they will start putting you on different paths based on how you performed as a kindergartner. So your education may have been stunted because they decided in kindergarten, like, this is a kid who we don't think is going to be very successful. So we're not going to give him the good teachers. We're not going to give him the time of day. We're going to give him the classrooms that are overrun with kids, with bad teachers, things like that, so that he doesn't succeed, so that they will become a worker who will then, continue to grow the economy through their labor. So there's some wickedry going on in the school systems with that sort of thing. When you get into college, a topic that was brought up with an English class was the LGBTQ plus community. It's definitely a huge topic right now, so I don't see it as being something that's unavoidable, right? It's definitely going to come up in discussions in college and school, and like I know there's a bill in Florida about that right now that's getting a lot of attention, because it's like, how do you avoid talking about something that's so prevalent now that and needs to be talked about in many different ways? Use it as a topic for your papers yourself. Difference between extroverts and introverts is a big topic. Okay, so I have to jump through the wall. You have to get momentum from the previous jump, go full speed, and jump on it precisely. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. We'll certainly give it a try, though. Because you have to hit the on-off switch on the other side over there. So that's why you have to use the momentum from the previous jump, because you have to get enough speed to go through that wall. It's the hardest jump of the level. I can see that. That's going to be really tough. At least it's not at the end. Keep getting stuck on the red wall. Are you playing this level too, Edgar? You playing along with me? I do appreciate all y'all hanging out this morning, though. I do appreciate the conversation and just getting to hang out with everyone. Watch out for the Kaiser after the wall when you make the jump. Wait for instructions. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to make that jump. I don't think I'm going to get that far. I so look forward to these mornings where I get to hang out with you guys and just chat and play games, and it's definitely a highlight. Oh, too much. And next week I am working from home, so I'll be able to stream more in the morning, so I'll have a consistent stream schedule for next week as well. Always awesome to be here. Thank you, Dexter. Are there checkpoints? Do you like these deep topics? I love talking about everything. I am an extrovert and a talker, as you can tell. So I'll pretty much talk about anything. I do try and keep my channel family friendly, though, so I probably won't go into the topics that would be inappropriate. But anything outside of that is fair game. It's a place where all people are welcome to talk about things and be a part of the community. Big introvert. I think a lot of people, I think I'm one of those, you probably wrote about this in your paper, how like the extroverts attract the introverts, and that's how introverts make friends, and they're adopted by the extroverts. I think a lot of my chat is introverts, and I'm just that super extrovert that's just like the planet that's pulling everyone into my gravity of extrovertedness. So I think there's a lot of introverts in my chat. That was an embarrassing jump right there. 1 minute win rate. Or that's world record, not win rate. Okay, so we gotta... No, too much. World record guy loves to get world records on your hard levels. I love to get world records too, but I can only do them on easy levels. I am nowhere good enough to do world records. Oh, that was almost it. That was almost it. I would have, if I would have kept that momentum, I would have had that. Ah, too much. Too much. I had it going for that one, and now I've lost that that rhythm that I had going for that. I tell you, on my vacation, I was doing streaming where I was streaming for like 3 or 4 hours a day, though. I do not know how people go for 8 hours. Like, my voice, I'm already feeling it right here, and I'm already feeling like I want to get up and go do something, do some photography or move around a little bit. So I do not know how people do this for 8 hours. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to if I had the opportunity to do it for a living. I certainly wouldn't complain about it, but I don't know how they do it. I don't necessarily like extroverts over introverts. It's just that if some people start talking to me, I talk back. However, I never show my true feelings, the deepest part of me. Those I only show to very, 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 very good friends, which are always introverts because I can understand them better. That makes sense. I can easily go for 8 hours in speedruns like Super Mario 64 and Mario Party, but not Mario Maker Kaizo levels. I can definitely see that. Mario Maker will drive you mad if you play too much of it. Oh, that was... Got the momentum going again, but I slid off. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful not to go mad on all the Kaizo levels. Or like when Jason comes in and gives his troll levels. You have to do a wall jump too? That was embarrassing. I have troll levels for you if you want. Maybe. I'm thinking I've only got about half an hour left, and I know I still have 2 levels in the queue, so depending on how long it takes to clear those levels, I may not have time to do them today. We'll see. We will see. Perhaps even over 2 hours. Definitely don't have time for that. Oh, too much. You know, on the topic, though, of sorted paths and what I did before. So, before I was Catholic and before I was a streamer, in fact, if you go far enough back on my TikTok, you'll see I was a tarot card reader. And I was pretty good at tarot card reading. Pretty darn good at it, actually. And it's kind of strange to go from like one end of the extreme to the other, right? Like tarot card reading, talking to the dead, all that sort of thing. And then the polar opposite over here now. Has Emmy been streaming lately? She has not been streaming lately. We've been having a lot going on in our personal lives, so she hasn't really been taking the time to do the streaming. I know she wants to do another crafting stream. I know she has some bears ready for it, but I don't know when she's going to do her next one. I'll ask her. I'll make sure she updates the Discord chat on it when she's going to stream next. Which, if any of y'all want to, there is a link in the About Me
section a link to the Discord if you want to hang out in the Discord and talk outside of Twitch. That is there for you. There's a link to my photography page if you want to see my photography. If you want to talk about photography, enjoy photography, that's all there for you. Link to my TikTok if for some reason you can't get enough of me. There's original content over on TikTok as well. And my YouTube, if you want to watch some of the old series like my Bidoof run. Can I dedicate a stream to your 2 troll levels? Potentially. That may be something I can do. Oh, that was terrible. That may be something I should be able to do. I don't know when yet, but that's definitely something I should be able to do. I really want to get Elden Ring, so I really want to play some Elden Ring here soon. And I want to do more Tiny Tina with Emmy and beat that game. So I got a couple things on the agenda, but I may be able to make some time to do that at some point. Unfortunately, with having to drive into work, my days are limited. I don't have as much time for gaming, so I don't get to do as much fun stuff. Excuse me, because my schedule is basically like drive to work, drive home from work, eat dinner, then get ready for bed. And that's, well, I belong here. There's clips of people clearing your short troll level. It doesn't work now. Soft locked myself. That's okay. Let's do this. We got 2 more levels in queue. Got just about 20 minutes left. I think that should be enough time to do them. Yeah, you can definitely send me a clip. Clucky gave us a level, but Clucky's not here anymore. So we're on to Edgar's level. RN7 0GY D4G. Yeah, my chat doesn't allow links to outside places, so we would have to send it you'd have to send it like as a message on Twitch or like in the Discord. There we go. I see it popping up on Twitch. That should work. Yeah. Iggy's Icy Igloo. It's cold in here. You should probably wear a jacket. 20% clear rate. Okay. That should work. Thank you, Svenny. There's an invisible block after the wall jump that kills you. There is. There. Can you play it? Then you'll know what to expect. Yeah, I'll play the troll levels. Probably not today, but soon. All right, this is a tough jump to start with. Up and over the dogs on here. I love the chain chomps. It's one of my favorite designed enemies in Mario. The chain chomps are so adorable. That was awful too. Have you ever played Bayonetta? I have actually never played Bayonetta. I heard they were really good games, but it's just one that I missed out on. Okay, avoid the ghosts. In the game, she gets a chain chomp as a weapon? Really? That is awesome. That's the short one. Only took him about 75 minutes. My longer troll levels took him 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 43 seconds. Whew, that is long. Can I play the clip? I don't have my thing set up to play internet browser right now. I need to would have to adjust my stream. So I don't think I'll be able to play it on stream right now, but I might be able to adjust my stream for the future to be able to play clips, but I don't have the thing to do it right now. It's sentient. It attacks on your behalf. That is really cool. It's also surprising that Nintendo let their chain chomp be used. Nintendo's usually very protective of their stuff. Like, I heard in order to get Bowser into Was it Wreck-It Ralph where Bowser was in? Like, they had to go through huge negotiations with Nintendo to be able to use Bowser because they're just so protective of their properties. Okay. We're making it. Oh. Well. Okay. I was trying to catch his fireball, but looks like that's not what you're supposed to do. The clip is of someone finishing my short troll level. The longer one, he didn't have the energy to celebrate the completion. Oh, that's no good. He'll help you through it if you get stuck, though. Definitely. Nintendo basically owns Bayonetta now. It's exclusive to Nintendo, and she also has a Link, Mario, and Princess Peach suit. Interesting. I did not know that. Ooh. Ooh. I did not think I was going to live there. All right, Yoshi. I have an idea. Can we cheese this? I think the answer is yes. If I could hit this thing. There we go. So if we take this fireball with us, we should be able to do that. Yeah, hit the checkpoint. Grab the fire flower. No, Yoshi. Come back. Well, that was a waste. Cheese? Was that cheese? The longer troll level has a lot less space used. A lot of trolls are just in a very short area. Get the coins. Let's see. I think, couldn't I shoot this and wear it as a shelmet if I did it right? I don't know if I can. We're not going to risk it. Oh, is there like ice physics? There is. That's going to make this tough. Okay. Even less area to work with. Piranha plants. Give me the fireball. Maybe? Alright, we lost Yoshi, but that's okay. Okay. Are we supposed to grab the fireballs? Can you grab Iggy's fireballs? And stand right here. There we go. You can. Oh boy, this is going to be a tough fight. Okay, I can't grab through the wall, so I need to get him to throw over here. And he can juke. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, I think we got a strategy here. This is working. I don't know if this is how you intended to do it, but this seems to be working really well. So we're gonna hang out here and do it this way. Okay, that's one hit. Oh, I did not realize he got faster. Okay, so he's going to fire 2 now. So I'm going to have to be a lot faster. This is going to take some time. Yeah, it might take some time. Well, I can get both, so if I do really good, I can grab the double shot and miss both times, apparently. Okay. Better. Does that mean next time I hit him, he'll start shooting 3 in a row? Oh, don't off-screen my Yoshi. I need him. Come here, Yoshi. Okay. I hope I don't time out on this boss. Running Yoshi can't be off-screened? That's good to know. All right. Burrito Hero. Throw your Q in there, Burrito. All right. That worked. We're going to run out of time, though. Oh, no, we're right here. 5 hits, he got stronger. Thank you, Burrito. Great level. Thank you as always, Edgar. GG. Made a super short, easy level. It was 4 hits, 1 shot, 4 hits, 2 shots, and then 5 hits, 3 shots. Interesting. Y3K D7D BGF. All right. Bridge over troubled water. Don't fall off. 14% clear rate. 22nd world record. All right. Let's see what we got here. Got a Yoshi. We got a Fire Flower. We got fish. Okay. Now, if we can just get this guy. There we go. Oh, well, there's the don't fall off. I'm guessing there's no way to save it once you fall off. Oh, maybe there is. Well, that was not the intended way to play that level. All right, let's try and beat that the real way, or even try and get let's try and get the world record on this one. We got a few seconds, right? So let's try and get the world record. Oh, my game lagged for a second there. All right, we got a stretch. Thank you for that. Always a good thing there. Let's I guess I should stop lowering the clear rate on this level. All right, so let's try and get that world record. 20 seconds. Okay, so gotta be careful of that first fish. Wasting too much time grabbing this, but let's see if we even need this. Okay, so we go over that, up over here. Get the Yoshi back. Maybe. No. Okay. I don't think I want to get the fire flower. Don't crab Yoshi saves time. That might. Then I gotta control those jumps. It might be faster to go without Yoshi. But Yoshi can also give me an extra jump. But I gotta be careful of that fish. That first fish will mess you up if you hit him with Yoshi. So maybe no Yoshi. Okay, go up and over. Control this jump. And we gotta land on that middle guy. And I think we can skip the second one. So we just gotta precisely land on the red Koopa just right. Here. There we go. Okay. That Koopa turned around to take me out. That was pretty good. Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. Oh, that's right towards the end. You could also go with Yoshi and Bandit as the Flying Koopa. That might be faster. Don't hit the second Flying Koopa. That could be faster. That could be it. Oh, well, if I could get on you. Jump over you. Like that. I swear those guys just turn around to hit me. That is unfair. Okay, that seemed like it was better. Grab you over here. Jump over here. Jump over here. Here. Oh, okay. That might be it. That might be the strategy. Ah, that darn fish. That first flying fish is going to be the pain, though. There we go. Off and over. They're not supposed to do that, right? Am I like wrong? But I'm pretty sure the Koopas aren't supposed to randomly turn around and snipe you like that. Entities turn around if they hit something. So also if you hit them, they turn around. It looks like, oh, I see. I did not know that. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. That's definitely the right way to get there. Oh, short jump that one a little bit. That's the thing you used in some puzzle levels as well. The turning around to get hit thing. Oh, forgot about the fish. I am by no means a speedrunner, but I can see why people enjoy speedrunning. There is definitely some fun things on here. Okay, not quite like that. Not quite like that. Ah, I slid off the edge. Oh, someone brought that all the way down to 9 seconds? You think you can skip all the Flying Koopas? I don't know if I can get that in 9 seconds. I thought the world record was 20 seconds Did someone go in there and snipe that while I was doing this? Okay. That was actually pretty close. Wow. All right. Well, that was a fun way to kill a little bit of time, but I think this is about the end of the stream. I gotta get ready for the day. I gotta stand up and do some stuff. Thank you, everyone, for the levels. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out today. Thank you for all the conversation. It was really good conversation. One last shout out. There's a link in my bio to the TikTok if you want to watch on TikTok, a link to the Discord if you want to hang out in Discord, a link to the YouTube where you can catch up on some of my older videos if you want to see some of those, like my Bidoof only Pokemon run, and a link to my website if you're interested in photography. So thank you all for hanging out with me today, and we'll see y'all later. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, so I will not be streaming tomorrow, but Monday morning I will be back to usual streaming.